podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Welcome to Scarlet's Fever, the home of Saucepan Central and Westerer is Besterer. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Scarlet's Fever. Welcome to all our new listeners who are joining us purely to gloat. Most of you will be Ospreys, who are just listening in to gloat. A couple of you will be Cardiff supporters going, let's just have a quick listen just in case. But, you know, there are a few Scarlet supporters around, and welcome back to you guys as well. Joining me as always, Hugh and Big M. How are we, gentlemen?
Good.
Well, I'm okay. I've I think I've got a bit of memory loss. I don't think we played this weekend.
We'll get into that bit in a minute. We will get into that bit in a minute. So, Hugh, which cap have we got tonight, mate? Which
blue cap?
Blue cap. I can't tell. They all look the same. It's very much of a muchness. Nice. So before we get into the crap of the weekend, how has your weekend been, gents? Or how's your week been? Anything exciting, Matt?
Well, I had a fundraiser for my daughter's dance team on Saturday. So, you know, typical, Christmas face style. Loads of tables, loads of tombolas, all the fiddly crap, the bric-a-brac, everything like that. They done pulled pork stuffing rolls. Or that was really the highlight for me, and it was only $2.50, so I was well happy with that.
Oh.
So did you have to do any dancing for it though? Did they not have like a dad's dance competition that you could enter?
No, nothing that exciting. They'll come in a couple of weeks at the Christmas showcase. But the less said about that, the better right now.
Genuinely, is there going to be a video of you dancing? Because I think that might be enough to cheer me up for the week, mate.
Oh, I can dance you now if you want. Go, hey. I do not get in.
Hey, is that your new Castor top?
Yeah, it is. And I like it, but I'm not happy about it.
Why?
Well, the fit is good. It feels nice. It's really warm. But the bloody zip on one of the pockets has already popped off.
Poor quality, see? Poor quality.
I don't like Castor.
Really, Hugh? We'd never picked that up before.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You should have said something. So how's your week been, Hugh?
All right. I saw that Napoleon film last night. Never, ever have I seen a film that is both too long and not long enough. I can't stand films that are longer than 90 minutes. Like, come on. But at the same time, trying to cram the whole life of one of the most significant human beings to have ever lived into a single film was a bit too ambitious, and it has got no flow in it at all. Like, he's having tea with someone, and he goes, and then 4 years later, and he's in a big hall having a controversial coup d'etat or something, and then he's to go, and then 4 years later, and he's on a battlefield and stuff. It's rubbish. Like, it gets good around Waterloo, but that's like right at the end. Spoiler.
Do ABBA make an appearance? Do they do a singing bit just to
no
liven it
ABBA
up?
in the Napoleon film, no.
That would liven it for me.
The music in it is a weird choice. It's like all Middle Eastern style music. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird film. It's such a missed opportunity.
I think
sad. I like that kind of history.
We've just invented a new section. What we viewed this week, because that could be Hugh's first.
Oh no, Martin's gone.
He's gone already. The prospect of spending time talking about what was on the telly was enough for Martin, and he's gone bollocks to this. I'm off. I did. I quite liked it. I thought Doctor Who was really good. Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Is he back? Is he still there?
Yeah, I'm back. Internet shocking where I am, boys. It's not my fault. It's the internet's fault.
course it is. Of course it is.
Okay.
Well, I made the mistake of caving into my daughter, who finished her Christmas exams on Friday, and said, "Dad, can we?"
Already?
Yeah. Just the Christmas exams. Well, they get the results before they break up, then see, and then they start again in January. So she's only 14. Give her a chance. So yeah. So she said, "Can we watch some Christmas films?" So I'm like, "Oh, yeah, okay, yeah." As it's as you finish your exams,
It's November, man.
Yeah, never too early for Christmas. So anyway, she persuaded me to get like
Die Hard.
now TV.
Muppets.
I've got the Muppets. Yeah, that's permanent. That's there all the
The
time.
Muppets
That's on
is a good one.
DVD. Yeah. So so we watched A Boy Called Christmas. Is one of them, but alongside, so you go and you search the Christmas movie section, and alongside A Boy Called Christmas and Arthur Christmas, and then you've got Bad Santa 1 and Bad Santa 2 right next to each other. And I'm like, yes, this is the way we should list films. I don't know how they categorize their films, but putting Bad Santa next to Arthur Christmas, that's fine by me. Yeah. So I'm having a bit of Bad Santa at some point in the week. Can't fault a bit of Bad Santa. So, right, here's the happy bits then. I tell you what, before we delve into Scarlets, let's do community stuff, because that's going to be at the front now. So, Mark,
Yeah, boy.
Your community threads on the Twitter sphere.
For people who don't like this bit, I'm gonna put the cat on the screen, so you can either listen to Martin's insightful and delightful community game, or you can look at my cat.
I think he's taking the piss there, Mark. I think he's taking the piss.
People like cats. Cats are clicks, mate. All right, just bear with. No, look, we're collaborating. We're doing both. I'm still here. I'll still be able to hear you. How did New Doc Stars get on?
You live on our side of the border, but
go on, Mark. You start with the Premiership. What do we have in the Premiership?
Yeah, well, start with the Premiership as always. Thursday night, Carmarthen Quins were on S4C, and they didn't exactly have the greatest of game, but losing 29-20.
I watched this one. I can talk about it if you like.
Yeah, go on. Have a crack then, Hugh. You and your sad little pussy have a talk about the game.
Oh. Don't be like that. Carmarthen's line-out was shocking. Like, Ponty were calling moves off Carmarthen's line-out. Like, Ponty were keeping the ball on the pitch and kicking it long. And then towards the second half, they were like, do you know what? And they just started hoofing it off. And they knew they'd just get the ball back off Carmarthen just every time. So it was a bit sad. A couple of tries out of nothing for Quins, though. Archie got himself yellow carded because he's a Scarlet, obviously. But the replacement scrum half came on and scored a try out of absolutely nothing, which was nice. But it still lost.
You done? Is that it, Hugh?
Yeah, I'm done. Yes.
Well, thank you. That was very, very insightful. Where did they play? Tell me, what was the name of the ground they played at, that?
Sardis Road, wasn't it?
What's the nickname?
The Shed?
No. They tried calling it the House of Pain, but the House of Pain were my favourite group at the time when they started calling it the House of Pain. So I instantly went against Pontypridd, because it's like, no, you don't call your ground the House of Pain. You want to talk about pain, I'll tell you about pain. It's not a ground. So anyway, carry on, Mark.
Where's called the Shed?
Yeah, cracker. No, it's not a shed. It's the House of Pain. It's where great men have played.
It's not the House of Pain. Move on quickly, Mark.
Feel the pain. Feel the pain. Okay. The other game, so top of the table class, Llandovery hosting Newport. Big one for this, and Llandovery just knocked it out of the park. Bang, 29-7. They put Newport to the sword. And no one is even going to touch them now. That slip up against Ebbw was that a slip up. I can't see nothing else happening now. Llandovery all the way. Championship West now. Ammanford and Maesteg played Maesteg Quins in a 79-point thriller. Ammanford coming out 44-35 winners. Newcastle Emlyn travelled to Bonamine and lost 24-13. Crymych squeezed out a 1917 win at home to Dunvant. Narberth, as usual for Narberth right now, 57-5 at home to Estalavera. And Llangennech got back to winning ways, 41-17 away in Trebanos.
Right, hang on, before you go
So,
on, just do the fixtures now.
fixtures.
Yeah, go back and do Premiership fixtures and then do West fixtures as well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I
So
get lost.
Premiership fixtures. See how your editing goes this week,
Yeah.
Dave. It's going to be... there is a lot of games to get through this week, boys. I'm really sorry. So Premiership fixtures for this week. We got Carmarthen Quins hosting Cardiff, and Llandovery are on the road to Swansea. Fingers crossed, 2 wins for our lot. Into Championship West for fixtures. Llangennech are hosting Bonamine. Narberth travel to Meister Quins. A nice little derby, Newcastle Emlyn against Crymych. And Ammanford travel to Tartar Steel. So another win for Ammanford surely on the cards. Into Division 1 West now, and Aberystwyth 21-19 winners over Hendy. Another tight game. Whitland cannot buy a win again. 64-11 away to Gysainon. Llanelli Wanderers continued their march to the title, 45-15 at home to local rivals Felinfol. Bury Port went over the border and beat Ponta de Lais 20 points to 17. And Kidwelly won away to One Eyelid 28-16. Here's where it starts to get tricky, boys. So fixtures for this week, Division 1 West. Bury Port host One Eyelid, Felinfol hosting Pencloud, and Kidwelly are hosting Gysainon. Whitland and Hendy don't have a game because of the cup competitions are back in action. The Division 1 Cup, we have an all 1 West clash. Llanelli Wanderers hosting Aberystwyth. Down into 1 West Central, nice and easy league, only 1 game. Bryn Aman won at home to Ystrad Gynlais, 20 points to 13. Bang, another win for them. They're smashing it this year. It's only their 3rd win in the league, but they only had 1 last year, so this is absolutely brilliant. They're away to Kenvig Hill now this weekend, so hopefully they'll get a 4th win, and I can do some more celebrating. Down into 2 West now, and Fishguard beat Carmarthen Athletic 20 points to 17. Lampeter beat Nancaredig 21-20. St Clair's won away at Lacha 26-21. Gotta love St Clair's. Anytime Locha lose is brilliant.
Absolutely.
Mumbles beat Pontevedra 29-10 at home. If you saw Scrum 5, you saw a bit of a feature on this game. Tenby 79. I don't want to say the rest.
Amman United 11. Yeah.
They smashed them.
They took them to pieces.
It's just what it is. And then another cracking high-scoring game to Christ 38, Milford Haven 29. So some good games in there and a hell of a lot of tries scored. Fixtures for this week. Milford Haven are hosting Lampeter. Nancaredig at home to Fishguard. St Clair's welcome Mumbles. To Christ host Carmarthen Athletic. And again, due to the cup, Pontevedra don't have a game. The Division 2 Cup, somehow, without winning a single league game, Amman United in the 3rd round of the Division 2 Cup. It's amazing. But they travel to unbeaten Llanarran, so that's going to be a massive challenge for them. And Tenby just make the short hop over to Swansea Uplands. So same again, let's get a couple wins in the Cup. Let's see these boys go through the quarterfinals. We got 3 West A then, and another big score right off the top. Cardigan 80, Langham 7, and keeping the big scores going. Larne 61, Neyland 12, Llanybudder 12, St David's 52. Result of the last 3 weeks, because St David's have won 3 games on the bounce. Amazing, for a side that small to have to travel that much, and any away win is good, but 52-12, that's outstanding. And then Pembroke Dock Quins lost 17-30 at home to Aberaeron. Only 1 game in 1 West A this week, again due to the Cup. Neyland are hosting Haverfordwest. No game for St David's, Langham, Llanybudder and Aberaeron. We'll get into the 3 Cup in a moment. We'll go through 3 West B first. Betos beat Tregaron 62-0. Llangadog 3, Kev Nathan 19. Oh, this is for you. No Dock Stars 21, Llandailo 19.
Get in, boys.
Price,
They're on top of the league now, surely.
Nah, not yet, but Get in there. I think Betos are still undefeated in that group, so let's see how it goes. Another high scorer, Penygroes 34, Llandibby 35, Trimsaran 45, Binia 23, and Tumble, another one at the top of the table, 39, Furness 5. 3 fixtures for 3 West B. And we've got Binia at home to Penygroes, Furness at home to Llangadog, and Tregaron at home to Trimsaran. Now the mouthful starts because we've got the Division 3 Cup, and I think we've got 10 fixtures to run through, so I'll go through quick. Abercrave against Pembroke, Abertoisig against Larne, Cardiff Quins against Betters, Colwyn Bay against Tumble, Fairwater versus Pembroke Quins, Nanconwy Seconds against Llandailo, Nantaglo against Cardigan, Penygraig against Cefnathan, Rimney against Llandibby, and Shot and Steel against New Dock Stars. Now, I have to point this out. I think this has been a crooked draw because every single one of our teams are all away. How often does that happen? 10 teams from West Wales in the Cup, every single one of them away. It's a bit of a joke. But the less of that, the better. Okay. Last league before we go a bit further, before we go a bit younger, I should say. Division 5 West Central, Pantavannan lost again 59-0 away to Cumturch, and Pennybank lost 32-10 away to Ricos. There was no game for Pontiates because, we love an 11-team league here in Wales. Just is what it is. The only fixture that we care about in this league next week, Pontiates are away to Fall Bay. In the Division 5 Cup, Pennybank travel to Cardiff Saracens, and Pantavannan travel to Ruthyn Seconds. We now have another round of Youth Cup Rugby. So you ready, boys? Yeah? Love it.
Yeah, quick.
Come on. We'll start at the bottom. The Youth Bowl, Abercunnan face Narberth, Cardiff Quins against St Clair's. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong, but Dinby against Kidwelly. Youth Plate, Carmarthen Athletic at home to St Albans, Carmarthen Quins at home to Penturch. Llangennech travel to Llandaff. Youth Cup, Lampeter are away to Caerleon and St Julian's. Llandailo host Cambrai and Welfare. Pembroke travel to Merthyr, and Tumble host Gysinon. We now go Dewar Shield Rugby, which I'll go very, very quick. We had 3 fixtures, all 3 semi-finals. Mynydd Mawr and Dynefu won 31-13 over Pontypridd. First ever win in a Dewar Shield semi-final. First ever win over Pontypridd Schools. They now go into the final against Bridgend. Morgan Griffiths Plate, Ceredigion lost 18-12 to Swansea Valley Schools. Unlucky for them, but they still made a semi-final, so that's awesome. Lawrence Miller Bowl and Llanelli beat RGC East 29-27. They get to go into the final against Merthyr. And that's it, boys.
Oof.
So, your mouthful.
Yeah. Hugh, did the cat lick its arse at any point during that?
No, he didn't. He's licking his paws at the moment.
This takes a piss, boys. Come on. Bunch of arseholes, like. All the work. All the effort.
I was listening.
This whole thing started on the basis of the community game leave. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's there. Look, when we clip that up, we put it as its standalone clip, as we do on YouTube. People can find it there.
Yeah.
And
it's
there'll
always
be a cat
popular.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And there'll be a cat there that people can look at as well. So we're doubling the audience size. I promise.
Yeah, but it's not even a tortoise shell or a nice big ginger one. You know what I mean? You just watch it.
It's going to be a virtual fight between Martin's community section and Hugh's cat.
Pussy. God say it right.
We'll put it to the vote, all right? On Twitter, see what people like better.
Do you want to see Martin's?
Not on your Twitter. Not on your Twitter, Hugh. That's unfair. We'll do it on Lee's, on his personal one.
Yeah, your cat's got his own Twitter feed with his own fan club, I reckon.
No, he doesn't.
So what do we want to see more of? The amazing community game in West Wales, or some sad black and white cat?
Sad.
Not sad. He didn't even watch the game on the weekend. Right.
He supports Edinburgh, and I think they lost as well.
Yeah.
Now, I do like your cat too. I'm just being defensive of all my community game. That's all, but
That's okay. That's okay, mate. Don't worry about it.
How does your cat support Edinburgh?
I thought it supported
Does
Toulon.
it need explaining? He supports Toulouse in the top 14 and he supports
Toulouse,
Edinburgh
that's
in
the
the
one.
URC.
Have I missed something here? What? How does your cat support Edinburgh and Toulouse?
It perks up every time they're on. Seriously, it's awesome.
He watches them. Yeah, I put pictures of on Twitter. Next, you're not paying attention, obviously. I'll tag you in the next one.
I've got a life. I do stuff. I just, I have a very busy life. I don't have time to spend hours searching through Twitter to see which club your cat reacts to. Maybe I should.
You don't need to search. It's on his normal page. He tells you. You're not even looking. God. Come on.
This is where I'm going wrong in life, boys. Right, let's talk rugby. Let's talk rugby. So you'll be delighted to know that I still haven't seen the game from yesterday.
Good choice.
I didn't. I've seen a lot of reaction to it.
Hang on, aren't we doing magic numbers?
Oh yeah. So before we get to the game that I haven't seen,
that's how depressed we are. We forgot it.
We forgot magic numbers. Cheer me up with some Hughes magic numbers, Hugh.
Hughes magic numbers to borrow a phrase from Philip DeFranco. This week's awesome is self-promo awesome. A rap YouTube channel had 4 videos above 100 views this week. That's my magic numbers.
Does that mean there's money coming in, Lee?
I'm delighted to announce that the Ospreys' highest ever watched video was the one that me and Mark were on. Had nothing to do with Squidge Rugby being on it.
Yes.
No, you invaded their space.
Yeah, we messed them up proper. Well, I did.
Yeah.
Someone was pawning over some guy named Robbie.
Yeah, the least watched video that we, of my match reactions, the least watched one is the one where Cardiff won. The most watched one is the one where the Dragons took 69.
Yeah, I know. I said there's no rhyme or reason to it at all, mate. It's just.
Did you just say your most watched video was the one where someone took 69?
The Dragons did.
Yeah. So.
Oh, brilliant! I love it.
We'll avoid engaging with Martin's filthy mind. I was told that you're
my favourite number. What are you on about?
I was told that you're monitoring how many times I swear on the Rap podcast now, and just you're gonna have a field day with the one that we done tonight because dude, I haven't seen the game and there was a lot of swearing in there. So yeah, let's discuss the Ospreys game. Both of you boys have seen it, haven't you? You watched it.
I had the pleasure of watching it live. Not live, but pleasure of watching it on telly live.
Yeah. Okay, so I know what Martin's going to say. So Hugh, give us your reaction first, and then we'll do Martin.
If any, hopefully, other Scarlets fans who are listening to this, if you think you're in a bad mood watching the game, imagine being in a bad mood and then realizing you got to talk about it for an hour and a half the following day. That really puts you in a bad mood. What is there to say?
That's kind of the point of the pod, Hugh. That's kind of where the pod comes from.
I mean, I went into the stats as I normally do. I'm pretty sure neither Rugby Pass nor the URC stats were correct. I think the URC stats currently have Tommy Lewis down as top of all of our statistical metrics, which is impressive given that he's only played that game against Leinster, which went badly. I think the back row was all right. I'm trying to start with positives like I normally do because I don't want to just go straight into the he was rubbish. Leather Barrow again, very good. 22 out of 22 tackles, was there at the line out, 4 dominant tackles. Tuipulotu tackling, he was busy around it, still not getting very many meters. Fafita, very good. Fafita was everywhere, pretty much a one-man band at the time. Front 5, absolutely destroyed. Like Dowie, Lake.
Yeah.
pulled Ryan Elias's pants down, put them on his head, and made him walk down Swansea High Street. 4 of the top 5, carriers in the game for us were backs. That's in terms of number of carries, not meters, just to be clear. I don't feel like there's anything interesting or insightful I can say about the stats in this game. We were rubbish, and I'll leave it to Mart really to really give it the blood and guts, to be honest, because there's nothing insightful or interesting, like I say, that I can bring out the stats for us. It was crap.
Go on then, Matt. You talk away.
Yeah, I can't find anything positive to talk about this game. I mean, we've had a few show-ins already, but we used the Africa excuse for that. But this was just terrible. I mean, I want to know what's happened to our defense, because second half of last season, well, even the first half of last season, you could see the plan in place. You could see them trying to work it out, and then we had a bit of good form, and the defense was there, the work ethic, the work rate was there, I should say, and it's just all fallen to pieces. I do not understand how we haven't changed defense coach, we haven't changed style of defense, but it's apparently gone from a half decent standard where we were and dropped down to bloody under 10s, under 9s level tackling. I mean, it's just falling off players and not even grabbing onto them, for Christ's sake. These are professional players. I really can't fathom how they're not making a tackle. This is supposedly the best of the best. Like I've just spoken about the community game, the Dewar Shield level. Okay, it used to be 15s, it's now 16s. But at that stage, in Scarlet's region alone, there's 175 players at that age. Just generally playing. Now, of that, maybe 1 or 2 will make it. So how can you tell me you've got 175 boys playing essentially the top standard rugby coming through, and you end up picking ones that can't tackle? I don't get it. I mean, the scrum was hard going. There was a few niggles either side. I actually thought the ref did half decent there, but
I agree.
Just issues upon issues, and I started hearing a nasty little rumour last week about a certain front 5 forward of ours, and it kind of got ratified a bit again by someone who's more in the know tonight. But I'm scared that we might not be seeing one of our Tongan second rows again.
Right. Well, that's a shame.
It is. It's a massive shame, and it's the exact same rumor I've heard. An old Scarlet has called up and given him an opportunity. Apparently, I haven't heard anything concrete, but rumors are that we may have seen the last of Lousy in a Scarlet shirt.
Okay, I've only just caught up on that bit. What? Why is that?
Yeah, I've heard a rumor last week. Spoke to someone a bit more in the know this week, and Lousy may not be in a Scarlet's jersey for much longer.
Why is that? Is he better contract elsewhere, or when we're offloading cash? Oof.
I hope it doesn't come to fruition. Like, I haven't found anyone to say concrete is happening, but apparently he is 95% fit. Probably could have played against the Ospreys. So if he's not in the match 23 for Cardiff, I'm going to say, chances are he's gone.
And it's
He
the
liked
time.
my tweet the other day.
The world doesn't revolve around your Twitter feed, Hugh.
I know. He's liked a couple of my tweets, and it's just, it's a shame. It's the ones you like, isn't it? I feel like I had a personal connection with him.
It's the time of year when all the discussions about contracts and what have you are going on anyway, isn't it? So there's, if he's at the end of his contract at the end of the season and somebody comes in and says, you know, we'd like to offer you this contract at the end of the season, but if you come now, we'll offer you this. Always difficult. And he's the one bit that I felt that we were missing, that we have been missing for a while in the pack. You can tell that we're missing something like him in the pack.
I thought Fafita at 6 was a bit weird. Well, Fafita is an excellent player, obviously, and I think he is perfectly capable of playing 6. I don't think he's going to play there very much this season. Ben Williams has been going well, and Fafita played very well in the game against Cardiff when he played as a second row. So I don't understand why we moved him. I don't get it.
Right.
Just on something that the drum I've been banging for a couple of weeks now, and just to have the stats to back it up, our kicking game. So I thought Johan Lloyd when he did kick from hand this week, he kicked very well. And we actually retained 5 kicks. I thought Steph Evans, and I'll give him credit where it's due, Steph Evans' kick chase and regathering kicks in the air, he did very well against the Ospreys back 3. But it still isn't coherent, and it's not kicking properly. I mean, I don't know if anyone noticed. It was bloody raining, and you gotta play a bit differently in the rain. Even I know that. And so, just according to the URC website, which isn't perfect, we have statistically the worst kicking in the URC, bar none. We have made the 15th most, so second bottom for kicks from hand, and we are also second bottom for distance from kicks. So that tells you what kind of kicking we're doing. Kieran Hardy, who I've said it before, say it again, his best attribute is his box kicking. Do you know how many times he kicked when he came off the bench?
Twice.
0, not once. Gareth Davis's kicking was all right. Like I said, Johan Lloyd's kicking was okay, but it's clear that the message from the coaches is to not kick very much. Like I said, we don't grubber at all. It's a skill that we don't have as a team, is to put grubber kicks in, and they're bloody essential for modern rugby teams. And just to tell you the effect that has, 81% of our possession was between the 22s. We were completely just playing in and around the halfway line. In a wet game, chasing the game. It's like the worst. It's just zero game management, and I don't believe that the players don't know how to do it. I can only assume that they're being told not to kick. And you know what the Ospreys are like. Their game plan is based around being without the ball. It's about defending, and it's about turning you, and you just let them do it.
Okay, so here's the question then that everyone's asking on Twitter. Well, not everyone's asking. Here's the question being asked on Twitter, on social media, and around the place. So
am I back?
There are two. There are 2 questions. One is, where has it gone wrong and why has it gone wrong? And the second one is, how long has Dwayne Peel got? So, Martin, if you're still there, are you still there? No, we've lost Martin. Martin's in the car, everyone. So his internet kind of goes in and out. He's static. He's in a car park waiting to pick someone up. Not that way. So that's why his internet keeps going in and out. I can hear it. Can you hear him every now and again? Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone again.
He's gone again now. So answer me those 2 questions then, Hugh. Where has it gone wrong, or why has it gone wrong? And how long has Dwayne Peel got before? I mean, people are questioning him now, but how long has he got before they get to the point where they make a decision?
This is his 3rd season, right? Is this his 3rd or is it his 2nd?
It's 3rd.
I'm pretty sure it's his 3rd.
Yeah.
When you say where did it go wrong, was the bit in the sort of 50 to 90% of last season, as in after halfway, but not quite to the end of last season, where it was going right, was that the blip? Is the question. Unfortunately for Dwayne, he's got the question mark hanging over him that the only time we were good was when Lee Blackett was hit. And correlation is not causation, but it's not a good look for him. And that's the thing, that he's got to prove that he is not reliant on, like it was him and it wasn't Lee Blackett, essentially, is what he's got to prove. And he's not proving it at the moment, unfortunately. So that's why I think people are questioning him. And I don't want to be one of those fans that every time we win, I'm like, oh, we're amazing. And every time we lose, I'm like, oh, sack the board. I don't want to be that guy. But after the Stormers game, I was like, I did ask some questions about the appointees in the coaching team and their prior relationship either with the Scarlets or with Dwayne, and how big of an effect was that in them getting the job. The optics are bad. Let's put it that way. The optics are bad.
Okay, so bringing in, so Martin, same question for you as Hugh. Yeah, where has it gone wrong? Why has it gone wrong? And how long has the Peel got? Fucking hell, he didn't like that, did he? He's gone. Yeah. So he's.
Oh no, he's back.
This is going to be a very interesting YouTube video, Mark. I can tell you that really quickly.
Oh, nice.
So, where has it gone wrong? Why has it gone wrong? And how long has Peel got?
Well, for me,
yeah, quick while you've got signal.
Where's it gone wrong? I really couldn't tell you every way at the minute. I don't know if it's a coach issue. I don't know if it's a player issue. But like Hugh was just said, fans are starting to get angry, and if we don't get some sort of clarification or a massive improvement on the weekend, it's just a shit show. I really don't want to go into anything specific. It's just an absolute pile of crap. I mean, we've steadily gone downhill. 4 or 5 months of decent rugby last season doesn't make up for shit for 3 years. And that's what we're kind of looking at the minute.
So I think it's interesting that we started doing this thing about how many players have we sent to, while we're playing derbies. How many players have we sent to them? How many players have they sent to us? And you look at that and you go, how many players have Scarlet sent to Ospreys? And you picked a full 15, Hugh, I think it was in the end, wasn't it? Plus a few others. And
forwards was a struggle, but like scrum halves, I could name about 4.
Yeah.
They haven't had a scrum half that didn't come from us.
Yeah. So we'll do the Cardiff one in a minute, but I can tell you straight away, there's quite a few. There's quite a few boys who've gone to Cardiff. And then you look at Dragons and you go, shit, yeah, there's quite a few who've gone to Dragons, yeah. And then you go, how many have gone to English sides? Yeah, quite a few of our players have gone to English sides. We build players. We, in our area, in our region, we build players. And then we let them go and we import people who don't play as well as the players that we've let go. Yeah. And it's really frustrating to see. You look at how many of those Ospreys players have come through the Ospreys Academy, and you'll see it's quite a lot. You look at what the Dragons are doing now, and the Dragons are going, shit, we can't buy players in. We're going to have to grow them. We're going to have to develop them from within. And the Dragons setup is all based around building the academy. You look at Cardiff with all their money and Cardiff should be the ones spending. Cardiff should be the ones going, come live in the city, come with all the bright lights and all the pretty girls. This is where everybody wants to come and live and play. And it's not. They're developing their players up through the academy. We're not. And we've been saying this for the last 5 years, 6 years, maybe. I'll be honest, when my boy was in academy, I did shut up about how shit academy was. I'll be honest about that. I was a bit more invested in, what academy does and how it can do it. But if it's done anything, it's demonstrated to me that academy isn't working for us. And we've got a very different setup to the rest of Wales and the rest of the UK. All the rest of the teams are based in big cities. I can't think of many big sides that we play against that are not based in a big city. Cletley isn't even a city. Cletley's a fraction of the size of most of the cities that we play against. Yeah, they've got this massive population pool where they can pool players into a nice tight bunch and they can all train together. They can all come up through the academy system together. We can't. Yeah, we can't. We have to do something different. We've been trying to copy other people's academy systems for years and years and years, and it doesn't work. Yeah, Tuipulotu has come through our academy. Tuipulotu was bought into our academy. Leatherbarrow was bought into the academy. Titcombe bought into the academy. Yeah, these aren't homegrown players. These are players that we've brought in and we've gone, oh, these are academy players because no, they're not academy players. Yeah, they've been bought into the academy. People like John Fox Davis was an academy player. Cubby was an academy player. Cordo, an academy player. They're players that have come through. Yeah. And for whatever reason, 8, 9, 10 years ago, whatever it was, the academy system that we run has changed. And it's gone slowly down and down and down and down. And now we're trying to brick up our academy and going, well, by bringing in other young academy players with potential, instead of going, actually, we need to go back to basics. We need to go back to what was working. We need to coach our coaches. We need to coach all the way down through the pyramid. We need to get back out into clubs and say, right, okay, let's upskill your players at that very, very lowest level, and then we need to build a pyramid on top of that. At the minute, we've got the Scarlets sitting on the top of a pyramid with fuck all beneath it. We've got bits of that pyramid beneath it just going ping, ping, ping and disappearing, and we're trying to bring big blocks into this pyramid to prop up the top. And now the top is waving and that top is about to collapse because there's nothing underneath it to support it. Yeah. One of the things I was going to talk tonight about, Mark, was the Exeter game, and how fucked off you must be that the promises that were made last season about Llanelli RFC playing in these types of games, and now nothing's happening again. There is something wrong within the club that is not committing to doing what it said it was going to do. It was meant to bring players through. It's meant to be the pinnacle of everyone in West Wales's career to get selected for the Scarlets, and now it isn't. It just isn't, and we've missed something somewhere because we've got a massive pool of players, really, really talented players, and they don't want to play for the Scarlets. That isn't the top of their pyramid anymore, and it's showing. So, are you back with us, Mark? Are you live, or are you? No, he's frozen again. So this was my point on the wrap pod as well. Yeah, that there is something fundamentally wrong inside the Scarlets that is not developing players the way we should do. We develop players, but they're all moving on elsewhere, which we have demonstrated inadvertently. It started out as a joke and what have you, but we've demonstrated that this week. Players come through the Scarlet system and they move on really quickly. And we need to stop that. We need to find a way of stopping that. Are you back with us now, Matt? Are you?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, so
I think it's like the 20th time I've gone in and out. It's a pain in the arse, and I don't know why.
So just quickly talk then about the Exeter game. I'm saying there's something wrong inside the Scarlets that is, we're not doing what we say we're going to do, and an example of it for me would be the Exeter game being the Scarlets game, not a Nestle RFC game, etc., etc., etc. And
yeah, I just wonder whether Exeter, for ticket sales reasons, right now it needs to be the Scarlets, because people maybe in Exeter are just like, Scarlets are an actual side that we've heard of, or technically currently in existence. So yeah, so I don't know whether it's just on that. So just on speaking of our back line in the Ospreys game, in the preview we were talking about Johnny versus Eddie, and would Dwayne Peel be able to resist the temptation to bring Johnny straight back in, because we wanted him on the bench. He brought Johnny in, and Johnny did absolutely nothing in this game. Now, whether that was his fault or just the way the game went, the stats say 5 carries for 2 meters for Johnny Williams. That is alarming. We off line outs, we were bringing Tom Rogers in as the crash ball option. What was that about? Were we trying to catch them off guard? If so, we did it once. Why did we do it again? I'm not surprised it was gone after that. Unless we thought the Ospreys would think, surely they won't do that again, and then we did. Aha. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it, because that back line, I can't even say there was no cohesion with it, because there was. Like that's the back line that played pretty much the most of last season. And the thing is, if we're supposed to be this attacking team, right? We play the Scarlets way, we offload, we line break things. How come every time we make a line break, a player bursts through and he's got no support and he immediately gets turned over? Because there's no one. He goes down and we never clear out the ruck. Our backs don't clear out rucks for whatever reason. It's just something they don't do. Like Dwayne came out in the press conference afterwards and said, Jack Morgan Morris really did a job on us with the breakdowns. Like, they didn't have to do anything. There was no Scarlets players going in there to clean out the ruck and to secure the ball. And these are the things which are just like, it can't just be a coincidence every time. It can't just be the players being lazy every time. And something the stats don't capture is the players looking around at each other, just going, what am I supposed to be doing? What are you supposed to be doing? What's the plan? I know you didn't watch the game, Lee. I don't know if you'd seen it on Twitter about the fact we got free kicks for being too slow at a line out. Referee, like the referee was making his debut, yeah. And I'm okay. Of course, any referee in any game, as we know from the World Cup final, you can go through it with a fine tooth comb and go, he made this mistake. It was his debut in the West Wales derby. His communication was excellent. He was extremely clear, and he was extremely like, I need you to do this. You 3, when you pack down the scrum, I need you to do this. And like, before we go and do this next play, I want you to remember to do this. All the game, his thing was like speed up. And then it gets to halfway through the second half and we're getting free kicks for not taking too long at the line out. And the reason we're taking too long is because I don't know who the leader is supposed to be in the pack. I think there was a point in the game, I think it was this game, where the referee asked for the captain and no one comes over. And then I think it was Sean Evans. He calls over and goes, I've been told that you are the captain, so I'm telling you this. And Sean Evans is like, right, okay. And it's just not, there's something like the body language. There's no stat for body language. It was horrendous in the game. It was horrendous. Whether they were just pissed off because they're losing to the Ospreys. I was pissed off. My body language was bad. But it was kind of looking at each other of, what's the plan?
So I'll ask you, because I've got an interesting question about Martin in a minute, but I'm going to ask you this question first.
About Martin?
No, is he there or is he? I can't work out anymore.
He's not there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
I am here.
You are there now, are you? I can't tell if you're just really still or if you're frozen. He's frozen again. See what I mean? He's frozen again. Jesus. My question about Martin is, does he look more like Chabal or Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen?
Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen.
I think if he twirls his moustache, he's got a little bit of Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen about him. But then he's got the eyes of a Chabal. He's got the heart of a Chabal. Do you know what I mean? With the long flowing hair and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
This is it. Every time you mention my name, it buggers up, or you come to talk to me, it goes away. So we need to be like 3 seconds. Go.
Okay. So I was asking you. I'll ask you really quickly, Mark. How long has Dwayne Peel got? Genuinely, how long has Dwayne Peel got?
How long has Dwayne Peel got? I say he's got 7 days saving grace. And then I think he's probably got maybe a month. The next Scarlet Board is in the 13th of December. So that's just over 2 weeks. So he got a week to sort something.
Okay. So
there's a couple of factors to it. There's a couple of factors to it. It's, can we afford to be sacking coaches? Well, I just want to be extremely clear. I don't want us to sack the coaches.
No one does. No.
No, and I don't want to. That's more turmoil. And like, how confident can I be that we're going to get someone else in who's definitely going to be better? Like who's queuing up to get this job right now? So, can we afford to be sacking coaches? Probably not. Like I say, do we have a clear candidate to come in who's definitely going to be better? Probably not. But the thing is, we've gone down this plan of right, we're a young group of players, we're getting them together, and we're going to stick for them for season after season after season. If you're going to do that, you best believe that the coach that you've got to do it is the right guy to bring these players on and to develop them and turn them into the winning team. So that's the question. That's the real question. It's not, with this team, it's not really about this season's results. And it might be that we just have to weather it this season and we just write it off and we get to the end of the season and then we assess in the summer. And next summer, rather than bringing players in, is about making sure that the coaches have the tools that they need to be able to deliver what I believe is the plan, which is keeping a young team together and building them over multiple seasons.
So if it's not Dwayne Peel, then do other people inside the club need to be questioned? So Martin knows what I'm talking about there. Yeah.
There's 2 people in particular that, if you know the Scarlets, you know who these 2 are. And there's actually probably a third one slowly joining them, who's a brilliant talker but doesn't seem to do anything.
We'll talk about that offline. But yeah, so you're of the thought that there are other changes inside the club that need to happen before Dwayne Peel goes. Would that be right? Yeah,
there needs to be a clear out of dead wood, and not just the playing staff. Senior management now, because they've been in a position for far too long, no accountability, plodded along and driven us into fucking shit.
Okay. Right. I'm going to leave that one there, and I'm going to lighten the mood just a little with this week's round of who's played for us and then them. Okay, so we've got Cardiff on the weekend. So we're going to go round the table, one each, one at a time. Yeah, no preparation. So who's played for us first and then Cardiff? So who wants to go first? Who wants to play first?
Josh Turnbull.
Okay, Martin?
Mike Phillips.
Okay, I'll go Priestland. Hugh?
Will Boyd.
Oh, that was going to be my one. Yeah, go on then. Martin?
Adams.
Oh,
Did
but
Josh Adams have a senior appearance
no,
for us?
he didn't. He was academy.
Had a friendly appearance.
No.
No, he was academy. So find someone else.
Okay, my brain's not very good right now. Da, 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 da. Oh, Kirby
Oh,
Mayo.
yeah. I'm gonna pull out Tal Selly, as always. Hugh,
Sanjay.
of course, yes, yeah. Mart. Martin's very conveniently hung. Okay. So I'm gonna go with oh no, he's back. He was just pretending to have hung because I saw him blink his eyes. You're still there, Martin. Go on, you'll go.
Did you get my one?
No, it
Oh,
didn't.
Matthew Reese.
Oh, that's gonna be my one.
Oh yeah, he went. I thought he came
Smiler.
from them to us and then yeah.
No,
Okay.
Celtic Warriors, but
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah. Okay. That's put me in a shitty one, isn't it? Bop, 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 bop. No, I'm out. I don't got other than halfpenny went the other way. No, I'm out. I'm out. Hugh, have you got anyone else? No.
No,
Marsh?
I'm not even going to bother trying to think of second rows. I'm struggling. I can't think of. There must be more centres and wingers and tens. Obviously, Patchell went the other way.
Yeah, Patchell came the other way. Halfpenny came the other way.
Nicky Robinson never played for us, did he?
Don't believe he did.
no.
Anyone that you've got, Martin?
I want to say Nathan Brew, but I don't know.
Didn't he come the other way?
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering.
Interesting. So, over to social media. Hugh's cheating already. I can tell when Hugh's cheating because he's on his laptop and he's going players who played for Scarlets before moving to Cardiff Blues. So
You're going to see the angle of his face change and the concentration light up.
And this little grin that goes, I've got one. I've got one that they won't have. Go on, Hugh. Who have you got?
No, I haven't. I'm trying to find the Wikipedia page. There's a Wikipedia page that listed all of the Ospreys players. There doesn't appear to be one for Cardiff.
There's bound to be a few more.
Try the RFC, it might be better. Oh,
anyway.
Can we go far back?
No, it needs to be since, because he can't have played for the Scarlets if the Scarlets didn't exist.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, can't go back beyond 2003. So, anyway, we will throw that one over to social media. We will, because I'll be fair, our social media followers did a cracking job on that last week.
Did we not have any 3 words or listeners' questions this week, by the way?
No, because I wasn't around to do it. There were plenty of comments on your video, but I didn't do 3 words or listeners' questions because I've just been manic, crazy busy.
I think the main one. Oh my God!
What now?
If you just, no, I'm not going to say it. I'll tell you offline.
What is the open side flanker commentator for BBC? Doctor.
Dr. Jamie Roberts.
No. Bust his spine, was in a wheelchair for a long time. Gwyn. He played for us, and then he went to Cardiff, and he got fucked over at Cardiff. It'll come to me.
I found the Wikipedia page. I'll shout, as I always do, if I see any.
Okay. Anyway.
Just quick, there's something else I want to touch on because it's something else. If there was listeners' questions, this would have been one of them.
Go on in.
About the attendance at the Swansea.com.
Yeah.
Did you talk about this on Rap?
No.
So 8,000 is apparently the official number, 8,090. That makes it I just want to preface this with, this isn't me just being a dick to the Ospreys. This is me.
It's okay.
I did my threads about attendances in Welsh rugby. So it's a topic that I'm interested in, and it's a topic that it's one of those wonderful things where I said, here's the number of attendances, and here's where I got those numbers, and people just went, no,
I don't believe your facts.
What do you mean, no? A well-renowned Twitter personality who supports Cardiff, who shall remain nameless, disputed my graphs with his own graph. Unfortunately for him, his graph was the same as my graph.
It showed exactly the same thing.
And friend of Rap, Sam Lardner, who also knows a thing or two about stats, chipped in and said, "Yeah, no, your graph supports what Hugh is saying." Unfortunately, so better luck next time, mate. Anyway, but no,
he is a little bit obsessed with you, though, isn't he? I mean, everything you say.
Let's not give him the time of day. Let's not give him the time of day. Anyway, the seriously about the attendance, 8,090 is the lowest attendance at an Ospreys hosting the Scarlets game since in 20 years. The only time that it's been lower than this was in the very first season of regional rugby, which is when the Ospreys played at, I believe, St Helens.
They jumped between St Helens and the Knoll.
And the Knoll in the first season,
yeah.
Now, they don't have, obviously they're not hosting us on Boxing Day. Their New Year derby against Cardiff is moved to the Brewery Field. And the Brewery Field capacity, as I understand it, is 8,000. So the Ospreys, in all probability, have had their peak attendance for the seasons now. And it is circa 2,000 people less than the last time they played us at home. The drop-off, now people are attributing it to the whole of Welsh rugby, and unfortunately for some people, like Cardiff's attendances are stronger than they've been for a long time. For whatever reason, Cardiff's attendance is quite good, and the Dragons' attendance hasn't changed that much. I mean, we'll judge it at the end of the season. It might be different this season, but in previous seasons, Dragons has been fairly consistent. We've been fairly consistent. Ospreys' attendances have absolutely fallen off a cliff, and I've spoken to Anthony Cole Johnson. He's an absolutely great guy, and to let listeners know behind the scenes, we regularly in our Scarlets group chat exchange about, have you seen what the Ospreys have done on social? Wouldn't it be great if we did that? It's a regular thing that we do. Yeah. So the Ospreys commercial team is really trying, though, really throwing the kitchen sink at it. And there's not a single reason. Maybe this is something that they can talk about on Ospreys Irie. The Ospreys fans just aren't showing out for whatever reason. And that's not me having a dig at them. I'm sure each one of them could look me in the eye and give me a valid reason why they didn't go. But it's alarming. It is. And if they do move from the Swansea.com to St Helens permanently or something, it's a move in the wrong direction in terms of what you want to be doing if you want to be a sustainable rugby club, really. And it's worrying times. And I'm, like I say, I promise I'm not just saying that just to wind people up.
Because this is saying stuff to wind people up. Ospreys is shit. So,
but it's factual, so it's fine.
What they're talking about with St Helens is redeveloping St Helens to something similar to what we've got, a smaller version of what we've got. So it would be
I like St Helens.
Yeah, a 10 or 11,000 seater stadium and all that kind of stuff.
You can do more than that.
They can fuck off. They're the Ospreys. They can go do what they want.
It's the same as the Knoll. They could redevelop the Knoll as well. You know, they could get a good couple 12, 13,000.
Yeah, but you can't redevelop the Knoll. You can't redevelop the Knoll because there's nowhere to redevelop. You can't build the biggest stand at the Knoll. This is where I think they could
get the houses.
You'd have to literally knock down houses. At the Knoll, you'd have to buy the cricket club behind it and then dig out 7.5 million tons worth of soil in between, because you've got the Knoll like this, and then you've got a steep bank, and then you've got the cricket club. So in order to expand the Knoll, you've got to go out and up. Same as with
and then
St.
you go to the
Helens.
country park as well. It's just all uphill from there.
Yeah,
Like the north
but
bottom.
yeah, exactly. It's on a steep fucking hill. Whereas St. Helens, yeah, it's got the road on one side, but then it has got the cricket club, and that is flat. So I think that's why they go in there. Anyway,
But again, sorry, I don't mean to talk about it all night, but if with the way that club rugby is at the moment, you're only guaranteed 11 home games a season. So how are you going to go to an investor and say, I want to do up this stadium and make it amazing for us? And they go, oh yeah, how much money do we think we're going to? Oh, well, we have 11 home games. Well, that's less than one a month. Yes.
The difference is at the Swansea.com, they get nothing. They
True.
It's not that they have to pay to be there and they get nothing from it. They get the ticket sales, and ticket sales are shit. So it's one of those things that in order to boost, like we've seen ourselves, if as soon as you start winning stuff, then people start going, oh yeah, I've always been a Scarlets fan. I've loved them for years. And my granddad used to take me. And then when times are hard and when you really need somebody, backing you when you run on the pitch and all that kind of stuff, then that's when it's hard. And that's where all of us are at the minute. We need more diehard fans to just come and sit there and beat a drum. But Ospreys just seem to be suffering more than most for whatever reason. And I think
it wasn't even that long ago when they were winning titles. Really?
I think it's because of the football. I think it's because football is relatively, it's not even successful. Swansea City aren't that successful. They're just not shit. And if Swansea City were back down in Division 4 where they were, or whatever it is now, if they were in the lower tiers where they were a couple of seasons ago, then it might be an easier pull for Osprey supporters to pull over. I've spoken to friends of mine. This is a couple of years ago, but friends of mine in Swansea, and they'll only go and watch the Ospreys when the Ospreys are winning, and they'll go and watch Swansea because they get to sing. And they don't go to watch a football; they go to sing for an hour, and it's a nice experience. And you're like, yeah, but it's boring as fuck. Yeah, but it's a nice experience. So Scarlets haven't got that competition, not that direct competition. So
that's true.
Anyway, let's talk Cardiff, because let's move on. Let's try and not be miserable. How do we think this weekend's going to go against Cardiff? What do you want to see? Who do you want to see in the team? What do you want to see change? How do we win this game? Discuss. Hugh, it's going to be me and you because, oh, no, he's there. Martin, Cardiff, go.
Hey. Oh, I'm going to smash them, but bloody thump them. Absolutely. 50 points on the board, easy. No, big win for them against the Stormers. They're going to be on a high. False sense of security, I think, maybe. We need a reaction. If it's anything other than a Scarlet win, then who knows? Fuck it. And I don't swear that often on you.
I do. Yeah. I do. I've been following the Scarlets for too long to try and hold it in. So when you talk about a reaction, what are you looking for? When you say you want a reaction, what are you looking for when you talk about a reaction?
I want to see the boys play rugby. We had maybe 10 boys, well, not even that, I'd say like maybe 5 boys who actually played on a weekend of the 23. That's nowhere near enough. Every single one has got to pull their finger out of their fucking arse, put some effort in, and get stuck in and sort it.
Okay. Hugh? Oh, I think that's good. I think Martin's... Oh, no, he's still there. Hugh, what are you hoping for from this weekend?
Well, a win. So I'm going to be there. I've got my tickets. Greg's shall be eaten and video documented.
Got my ticket.
So yeah, I'm hopefully going to meet up with Harley as well, which would be nice.
Cool.
First time meeting him in person.
Mm-hmm.
Any old win. It's a bit annoying that we're playing them twice in the first 7 games of the season, isn't it?
Quite close together, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think selection-wise, it's almost like put the same 15 out again and redeem yourselves type situation. I mean, the whole team went that bad. What are you going to say? Like, oh yeah, change this one player and it'll be fine. I'd like to see Titcombe get some game time though. I don't like the fact that he's leaving Johan Lloyd on for the whole 80. I'd like to see him make a change. And what's the point of having this player if we're not going to play him? We're just going to send him to get battered by Leinster, are we? So yeah, I don't know. There's not really a selection debate to be had really for me. It's just about go out there and show us how much you care type thing.
And I think this is the problem that when we talk about, and this is why I asked Martin the question, when we talk about, we want to see a bit more passion, we want to see players play and all of this kind of stuff. I think professional rugby now, and I see this a lot in the Scarlets, we've tried to take that out of the game. We tried to remove this idea of playing for the club. It's like, this is your job and you get paid to do this, and that means that you're motivated to do it well. It's not. Rugby is different. Rugby isn't, if you're if you're an accountant or whatever, then yeah, turning up every day and getting paid and that floats the boat, yeah. If you're a rugby player, there's an extra element in there. There's an element of competition. There's an element of clubs. There's an element of friendship. There's an element of desire. There's an element of wanting to be there. And I don't think enough of those players want to be there. And I think that's part of the problem.
It's worrying that our best players appears to be the ones who have been here for the least amount of time.
Yeah.
Like Teddy Leatherbarrow, Johan Lloyd, Tame Plumtree when he wasn't injured. A few lads, just the ones who have spent the least amount of time in Scarlet's colours seem to be the ones who are performing the best.
Yeah, because they want to make an impact. They want to be on the pitch. They want to, there's a desire there to play the game and to play well. I'm under no illusion that it's not about let's play together and let's build this as a team. And I think we saw elements of that from the Ospreys, from what I've been told on social media, and more of a togetherness in the Ospreys that isn't there in the Scarlets. And again, I'll go back to my point earlier. This is a culture thing that exists within the Scarlets. This is not something that we work on at the Scarlets, about how we play together as a team, about how we gel, how we bond off the pitch as a team. That isn't there. It's not a thing and never has been as long as I've known players from the Scarlets. There are players that will turn up on a Saturday.
It was supposed to be like that under Pivac. John Barclay in particular has talked extensively about how under Pivac it was basically one big piss up with a rugby match every now and again.
Yeah, and it worked well. It shows that we can do it then. And for too long, we tried to remove that from there. This idea that we play together, we play for a purpose, that we play for the club, for the region. We went through a phase of putting all the club names on the away jerseys, and with the idea being that you are playing for all of these clubs. Nobody cared because it was a marketing gimmick. It's about caring inside about, this is the area that I come from. These are the people that I'm connected to. These are the towns that I represent when I step out on the pitch as a Scarlet. And when I do that and I'm playing against Ospreys or Cardiff or the Sharks or Leinster or whatever, I do it with pride and I give my all for the 80 minutes or however long I'm on the pitch for. And that's the bit that we're missing. That's the bit that I want to see this Saturday. Is I want to see some passion there. I want to see boys absolutely going for it for the full 80 minutes. Because if you're going for it for the full 80, you won't make 80. You'll be out on your feet at 60, 65. And I want to see that. I want to see boys going holy cow, I can't pick my legs up because I'm totally shot. And that is something I can get behind. That is something I can stand there and cheer and say, do you know what? That guy's giving everything for me. That guy, when he puts a Scarlet shirt on and he walks out of that tunnel, he gives absolutely everything. Every time he's near a player, he's hitting that player and he's giving everything into that hit. Every time he's catching a ball and he's going forward, he's giving everything into going forward. He's making intelligent decisions, but he's doing it with passion. And that's the bit that I'm looking for now, because I don't think we've got much else at the minute. I think it's been a real down and down with a little up here and there kind of season. And if we don't show something, if we don't pull together somehow, I think it'll be the end of a lot of people's careers at the Scarlets. And I mean that, like I was saying earlier, not just Dwayne Peel. I do genuinely think, I agree with you about Dwayne Peel. It's wrong to get rid of him because there isn't anyone to come in and it's costly and all of this, that, and the other. But if they don't make a change and they just sit with him and they go, okay, what do we do? There isn't a plan B. Do you know what I mean? Like with Flanagan at the Dragons, they're pretty much committed to, okay, Guy's going to do this. We're going to bring some players through. We're going to commit to the developing the academy boys. We're going to bring that through, and we're going to try and pepper that with some of the boys that get offloaded from other regions. You know, there's a purpose to that, and Di Flanagan knows it's going to be shit for pretty much most of this season as well. And next season he'll start to see a couple of players come through, and the season after that you'll see more and more come through. We aren't doing that. We're going, I want success now, and I want more of it tomorrow, and I want a fucking winning season. And that ain't going to happen. And that's why I think that there will be some really, really drastic decisions made. And they may be right and they may be wrong. We won't actually find out until we're 2-3 years down the line and somebody goes, has anybody looked at what the academy is doing and how the academy are bringing players through? No. Oh, okay, maybe we need to do that. So,
yeah. Shall we just cover the news about Edwin Swart?
Yes, I was going to say, let's finish on a who's come in and what do we know about him.
Okay. With Edwin Swart, don't know much about him. There's not many places that carry too many stats about Currie Cup players. I will say that I like us shopping in the Currie Cup because it's a decent level of competition, and especially if you're shopping for forwards, South Africa is a pretty good place to go. I'd like to see us shop in the DD10 in Georgia as well for the same reason, because those guys know how to scrummage, they know how to set piece. So they are always the places that we struggle to bring players through. So if we do need to look to add someone, it's a good place to shop. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, of course, I watch the Currie Cup every week and have done for 10 years. And I can tell you under no uncertain terms that Edwin Swart is the best hooker I have seen on my TV screen every week for the last 10 years. Bar none. So we're definitely going to win the Champions Cup.
Okay.
And we've also got that new guy from Sale. So we've got Wilgriff John Mark II.
Yeah, lots of people saying this, but I think that's a bit unfair on him already. But I don't know anything about this guy at all. I haven't watched the Premiership for a couple of years now.
He is Welsh, and he was at Cardiff. He was playing at Sale. He had a fair amount of game time at Sale a couple of seasons ago, and he has since dropped down the pecking order. Unsurprisingly, we're probably not signing Sale's first choice tight head. Don't know if that's news to anybody. We clearly needed bodies there. It kind of gives a hint about Samson Lee's status, doesn't it? And
yeah.
Harry O'Connor, I think, has been doing okay. And then obviously with Sam Wainwright, unfortunately, having the family troubles, all the best to him. We felt the need to bring someone in. I believe it is a permanent signing and not just a loan.
Yeah, I think both of them are. Martin would be able to tell us, but I think both of them are. And in the same way that it tells us about Samson Lee's progress, I think it also tells us a little bit about Sheriff's. And I think we've mentioned this before, that this might be the end of the road for, Sheriff, Samson Lee, possibly Wyn Jones if he don't buck his ideas up as well. That that's a pretty formidable front row at one point that just not there. The bit that worries me about Sheriff is he's had a neck operation, now he's had a back operation, and he's not the kind of player that goes half-hearted. So if he comes back, there's a strong chance he may well do some, permanent damage to, his spinal column in one way or another. And that's not something that you want to be, you want to see the guy back on the pitch, but you don't want to see him going and doing some damage, So, yeah. So that's our Owen Plumtree out until January as well, just to really finish on a high note.
I told you. I told everybody this is what was going to happen with Plumtree.
Yeah. Anyway, right. So
Stephen Shingler.
Did he not come the other way first though?
Started with Llanelli RFC, then went to London Irish, then to Scarlets, then back to Llanelli, then to Cardiff, Mont and Marsan in Pro D2, and he's currently doing a job at Ealing Trailfinders in the English Championship.
Yeah. Isn't he player coach there? Isn't he backs coach and player, I think?
I don't know.
I think he had a game earlier in the season.
Yes, it is. Yes, correct. He did have a game earlier in the season. I believe he actually kicked a lot of points because Ealing had a very strong run in the Premiership Cup, and he was doing the job for them off the kicking tee.
Okay. So look up Gwyn Jones. Is Gwyn Jones, I'm sure Gwyn Jones played for us first. And
what
then
position was he? Because there's probably more than one Gwyn Jones.
Yeah, flanker. He's the one that nearly ended up in a wheelchair after.
Him.
Yeah, now a commentator.
Him off scrum five. Five.
I'm sure he played for us
it
first.
It only says he plays. On his Wikipedia only says Cardiff.
Maybe he didn't play us then. I could have sworn he had a season with us and then went over. Okay, no problems. Right, so Martin has sent us his score prediction for the weekend, and his prediction is 30 points to 24 in Scarlet's favour. So what would be your prediction for the weekend, mate?
I'm not going to predict us to lose. I'm going to say Scarlets by 2.
Yeah, I predicted Scarlets by 1 on the rap pod, and the boys gave me some shit for it. But I think if we actually turn around and put in a performance, and it'll be a good performance, and we'll forget about all the problems for a couple of days.
I just thought of one change that I might be tempted to make. I might think about, even if it's a bit short term, I would think about moving Johan Lloyd to fullback and having Tickham start at 10. And I don't understand why we didn't do that in the second half against the Ospreys, to be honest. J-Mac has had a really poor start to the season. He's really not stepped up, unfortunately.
Again, another person who might not be around at the end of the season. And this is how harsh it's going to be now. It's going to be, if you're having a bit of an iffy run of form, then yeah. Anyway, I can't find anybody else that played for us and them. So I think we're going to leave that there. Yeah, I'm not going to go doing that. Right. It's been a bit of a weird one tonight with Martin flitting in and out and kind of moving around different conversations here, there, and everywhere, mate.
Yeah.
So let's hope normal services resume next week. I think we'll wrap it up there, Hugh. I think we will bid farewell, bid fair night, and what have you, and hopefully next week can be a bit more cheery.
Fingers crossed. I hope if anybody's and listening to this is going to be at Cardiff, give me a shout. I'll say hello to you. and you
Yeah,
can be in the vlog.
Yeah, absolutely, because that vlog was superb last time, mate. So yeah, cool. We'll have to get Harley to do one as well. Right, okay. Yes, follow us on Facebook. Do like and review us, because that would be amazing, and it really, really helps with spreading the word, and tell your friends and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, thank you once again, and all the best to you. Good night.
Cheerio.
Thank you for listening to the Scarlet's Fever podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. Please subscribe, rate and review wherever you listen to us, as it really helps us spread the word. You can find us on all the usual social media channels, or email us on welshregionalrugbypod@gmail.com. And remember, whatever the question, rugby is always the answer.
Sports Social Podcast Network.